Hello and welcome to Our Year with the Ears, our daily vlog where we relive our year living in the Walt Disney World resorts in 2019. Today is day 155.
We're starting off the day today with lots of adulting. I had a call with one of my clients to kick off the morning, and then once that was done, we actually had to get an Uber over to a local dentist. Fingers crossed he's going to be a good dentist. We've found lots of good reviews, but I need to get to a dentist because I have a filling that has fallen out and it is starting to cause a lot of pain. So I gotta get that fixed, and we're due for a teeth cleaning anyway, so kind of kill two birds with one stone, get our teeth cleaned and hopefully get that filling repaired as well.
Yep, as it turns out, adulting does not stop even when you live in the Walt Disney World resorts. And tooth pain does still come. Probably all that ice cream we've been having, but
let's not point fingers.
It's part of it. So we did want to get our teeth cleaned, get x-rays, of course, to see if there was any concerns there, any cavities. And I was not thrilled about this. I don't like the dentist. I never have. I never will. That's never going to change. I have had the same dentist since I was a child. In fact, I am the only adult that was still allowed to go to the dentist. I had special permission because I told my pediatric dentist if I ever stopped going, I would not go to another dentist. And so they made sure I continued going because they were very concerned about my teeth. I've only had one cavity in my life, so I was like, I think I'm okay. No pain or anything, so I'm just going to get a cleaning. I'm sure it'll be fine. I had 5 cavities.
Maybe that's why you liked your old dentist, because they never told you about the cavities and they were like, oh, no, you're
They've
good.
They've been lying my whole life.
It's like, you hate the dentist. We're just going to be like, no, you're fine. You don't need anything. You're good. Don't worry about it. Well, I also had another cavity besides the one that the filling had fallen out. And so I was able to get both of mine taken care of that day, which was great. Although I wasn't able to get the cleaning and get it taken care of, which means we'll have to make another return trip to the dentist in the future.
I did have a cleaning that day, and they did take care of the main cavity that was a concern. It was in between 2 teeth, and so that counted as 2 technically, even though it was kind of one big one. And so they took care of that one, but the others will do another day. So we were definitely feeling it today. And we were supposed to go to dinner with a friend later that we met at the retreat. It was kind of a catch up because we hit it off really well, and so we wanted to chat, but we also wanted to talk business, see if either of us could use each other's services. And of course, it's great food, so we're going out to eat. So kind of 3 birds with one stone, right?
So we took an Uber back to Beach Club and got back to our room. Thankfully, the numbing was already starting to wear off. I didn't have any residual pain, and I didn't have a hole in my tooth anymore. That was the important part. So about dinner time, we walked over to Swan and Dolphin because we had reservations at BlueZoo, which we've heard good things about. Our friend has been there before. He said it was amazing food. So we're really excited to try something new. We got there for our reservation, and they told us they're a little bit behind. There's a backup for whatever reason, and it's going to be a few more minutes until we get our table, like 30 or 45 minutes. Well, we're really hungry. We're very, very hungry. We just went to the dentist and we're starving. We haven't eaten all day, basically. And so we looked for the next closest food we could find, and right across from BlueZoo is an ice cream place.
Again, with the reason we had to go to the dentist in the first place, but they had really good ice cream here.
Yeah, they did.
I got chocolate ice cream with brownie pieces, and they gave me like really big brownie pieces.
You got brownie and ice cream.
I know.
I'm so shocked.
I know. It's basically a sundae, but
I mean,
not quite.
It really is. And I also got a root beer float because I didn't want the brownie sundae. Yes, I know how terrible it is that we went to the dentist today and then got ice cream, but again, we're adults, we can do what we want. While we were finishing up our ice cream there, we did get the text message that our table was ready for dinner. So great, we ate ice cream, now it's time to go to dinner. We got over there to our table and the server came around. We said, okay, look, he's been here before, but we haven't. Give us the recommendations. Let us know what do we need to get on the menu. And we basically took several of the recommendations from the server and used those as our guide for ordering because we had no idea. This is a huge menu.
The server brought out bread to start and then recommended the scallops for an appetizer. So I got the seared scallops. They were so good.
Yeah, they were awesome.
I loved them so much. I'm so glad he recommended them and that I got them. Great way to start the meal.
And I got my own appetizer this time. I got the crispy Asian ribs. Sounded really good, and wow, these had so much flavor, kind of falling off the bone. They had a Thai chili sauce. Absolutely love these ribs. And for the entrees, the server recommended that we try the fish because that's kind of what they're known for there. And they have a dish called Simply Fish where they offer you a few different types of fish and different types of sauces, and you can choose, and then they'll plate it all up for you, and you actually get to pick your side as well.
Really cool.
So based on the server's recommendations, I chose the Corvina with a white wine sauce, and it was absolutely delicious. It was a lot lighter than I expected it to be. Of course, the white wine sauce was a lighter sauce, but the fish itself was a lot flakier and lighter than I thought it was going to be, and I really enjoyed this one.
And I got the grouper with a white wine sauce, and it was just as amazing as his. Of course, we both sampled each other's. They were both great, but we were each glad that we got our own because this was amazing food, very good fish, very well done, and very filling. This was a very heavy meal, which you don't normally think of that with fish, but we had enough of it tonight. We were very full.
Which was too bad because we also ordered sides for the table to share. We got a side of lobster mac and cheese that actually was pretty good. Wasn't as much lobster as I thought it was going to have, but it was still really good flavor. And then we also got a side of asparagus, and turns out we didn't need any of that because we had more than enough food on our plates, especially with the appetizers. But of course, we're not going to come to a place like this and not get dessert. So we had to order something. And once again, we turned to our server for their recommendation. And they recommended that we get the chocolate truffles, which they brought out on this big, long plate. And there were literally 9 different truffles there on the plate that we could try. And the server went through and explained what each and every one of them was, starting with the most mild chocolate up to the kind of more bitter, darker chocolates, and explaining all the differences in between. It was really cool because you got all these different flavors, and honestly, we're not super hungry. So this is the perfect size dessert. We could cut all of them up into pieces, and we could all just kind of sample each one of them. And it was enough chocolate to make us happy, but not so much that we're gonna be like stuffed from having too much food. So it was a great way to end the meal. Overall, really enjoyed BlueZoo, and we definitely would go back there again.
It left a very nice taste in our mouth, especially after having all that fish, because fish tends to not leave a wonderful taste in your mouth after a little while. So the chocolate was so perfect. We said goodbye to our new friend and walked back over to Beach Club, got into our room, I closed the curtains, and there was a lizard hanging on the curtain, just chilling there. And I was like, hey, Robert, that needs to leave. I don't want it in our room. I have this horrible fear of just seeing that scene in a Parent Trap when the lizard goes in her mouth and it like wiggles around. That's what I see every time I see a lizard in our room, and that is not gonna happen. Because Robert always says, oh, it'll be fine, just let them run around, it's fine. No, they do not get to stay in the room. That scene is not happening. It was not cute in the movie, it's not cute in real life. So I always have this fear of like me waking up to like a lizard hanging out of my mouth. So Robert had to chase it, but he did catch it and let it outside, so he was safe, but he just wasn't in our room anymore.
Yeah, I just have the designated title of lizard catcher whenever there's one in the room at any of the resorts or in our house now.
Yeah.
And after catching the lizard, releasing it safely out on the balcony, we went back in the room and got ready for bed, and that was the end of our day today. So we'll see you tomorrow.
For Are You With the Ears?